Welcome to another session of Shakuntala Devi puzzles. Today we will solve the puzzle, the bus number. So let's go through it. While visiting a small town in the US, I lost my overcoat in a bus. While I reported the matter to the bus company, I was asked the number of the bus. Though I didn't remember the exact number, I did remember that the bus number had a certain peculiarity about it. The number plate showing the bus number was a perfect square, and also if the plate was turned upside down, the number would still be a perfect square. The bus company had only 500 buses. Can you tell what is the number? So let's look at the key points provided here. One, it says is that the bus number had a peculiarity. What is a peculiarity? The number plate was a perfect square. So now if you are preparing for any competitive exam, you should definitely know 1 to 50 squares by heart. So now let's see. We will also look at the other point. It says the bus company had only 500 buses. So the bus number could be anywhere between 1 to 500. And if we start squaring the numbers, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81, 10 square is 100. Then 11 square is 121, 12 square is 144, 13 square is 169, 14 square is 196, 15 square is 225, 16 square is 256, 17 square is 289, 18 square is 324, 19 square is 361, 20 square is 400, 21 square is 441, 22 square is 484. 23 square is more than 500, so we will not go to it. Now what it says, if the plate was turned upside down, the number would still be a perfect square. So even before we go and check whether it will be a perfect square or not, you should look at if you tilt the number plate. So let's say you have a number plate. Let's say this is the number plate. Now if I tilt it, I'm not looking at tilting it like this because it will show the back side of the number plate. So what happens, if you're tilting it, you would obviously go a full circle and tilt it down, which means the number on the left side would come to the right and the number on the right would go to the left. So that clarity we should have. Now, if you look at all the square numbers, let's find out only those square numbers which still look like a number when turned upside down. 1 looks like a number when turned upside down, 4 doesn't, 9 becomes 6, 16 becomes 91, 25 doesn't look like a number when tilted, 36 is fine, 49 doesn't, 64 doesn't, 81 does, 100 does, 121 doesn't, 144 doesn't, 169 does, 196 does, 225 doesn't, 256 doesn't, 284 doesn't, 324 doesn't, 361 also doesn't, this also doesn't, and so on. So we have identified only those numbers which look like a number when turned around. Now let's write them down here. You have 1, 9, 16, 36, 81, 100, 169 and 196. Now let's tilt them around and see what are the equivalent numbers. This would look like 961. This would look like 1 itself. This 9 would become 6. 16 would become 61. 36 is not, sorry for that. 81 would become 18. 100 would become 001. And 169 would become 691. The next condition is all these should look like a perfect square. So this is a perfect square. 1 is also a perfect square. 6 is not, 61 isn't, 18 isn't. This is a perfect square and 691 also isn't. But one assumption we have to make here is the number doesn't remain the same. The number will change. So we will rule out 1 turning upside down to 1 itself, and 100 when tilted will become 001. The number of digits will change. So that also is out of scope. So only number which can be a square when facing front and when tilted is 961, which is the square of 31. So our bus number is 196. That is the answer. So just on a closing note, I would like to say that we have recorded courses for classes 6 to 10 CBSE. If you want to know more details about it, please write to us at simplelives@gmail.com. Thank you so much.